hear a baby crying? I love it.
You're not supposed to talk during the intro, man.
Well,
We're
I heard a baby
professional.
cry and I got all concerned. Whose
That
baby
was
is
just
it? That's
me.
what I
This
want to
little
know.
baby's crying.
Who's actually on here with the baby? Because I am proud of that person.
Yeah, and I bring him over so I can hold him.
Oh.
Oh.
Everybody needs a baby in their life.
Let's see, who had the baby? Nobody's showing.
No.
Everyone turn on your cameras.
Was
Come
it?
on.
Was it?
I mean, based on the
Adam?
based on the 5 minutes before we got started, I figured for sure that was coming from Adam.
I know, yeah.
Big baby today. This is what we're dealing with.
Paid
Anyways,
show prep.
all right. So I want you to know that this weekend I was
Okay.
talking to somebody and they were saying to me, they're like, hey, can I make a suggestion to you? I'm not trying to offend you or anything. And I said, sure, and they said, you need to whiten your teeth. And I said, I need to whiten my teeth? Mm-hmm. And they said, yeah, and they started showing me pictures.
Oh, bitch, you're talking to the. I know.
So I've whitened my teeth twice, and I don't like it. I've never done it before in my life, after 49 years.
You got to get that Sonicare toothbrush.
But anyways,
no. Well, yes, I have that too.
I
Anyways.
just got it.
I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. But
No. Now everybody's gonna be looking at mine. I
Well,
need to get mine done.
It's so
again,
funny because
bad.
right when they were criticizing me about my teeth, your picture popped up at the Ram game.
Son of a.
You did, and you were like, your
bitch.
face was over the bottom left-hand corner, and you smiled. Everybody go look at it on Facebook. And I was like, I wonder if Jenny whitens her teeth because you have nice teeth.
I haven't whitened my teeth in years.
Oh.
Thanks for looking, everyone.
It is good though. I went online and I found some stuff on Amazon. But
What
you got to
did
go
you
to the
use?
dentist, and they how they mold your teeth and all that
Yes.
stuff, and you stick it in there.
That's
and
like $500.
Opalescence was not. Oh, to have that part done, yeah, that was expensive.
I ain't
Yeah.
doing that. I'm
So-
frugal.
So, well, and go look at the picture.
Shut.
I'm totally kidding.
Nobody's laughing with us. They're
okay.
they're on my side.
Okay, fine, sorry.
Yeah.
I sound like a bully over here.
You
huh?
are a bully.
All right. Well, so do you guys remember that book that we were reading, Live Your Joy?
Be nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
do you remember it? I kind of decided that we would depart from that, and we would move on to a different book. It just wasn't the best for topics and discussions.
Okay. For discussion.
It's a
'cause-
great
Okay.
autobiography in a sense.
Okay.
How was that?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, good.
I liked it.
All right, so this one, it's not a bestseller. There's nothing special really about it, but it's called Success is Easy, Shameless No-Nonsense Strategies to Win in Business by Debbie Allen.
Wait,
So-
Debbie Allen, like the choreographer
No,
who just got.
Debbie Allen, a businesswoman.
Oh, sorry.
But I just wanted to tell you, so I just got back from Secret Knock,
Yes.
as I talked to you about.
It's not so secret.
I know. But for those of you guys that don't know what Secret Knock is a conference that they have a couple times a year.
It's a secret society, right?
Yeah, I mean, he thought it was Illuminati and we were going to be like sacrificing
Chuck came
sheep.
back and he was like shaking my hand all weird. He had this special handshake.
That's not true. But so let me just tell you guys a little bit about it.
Okay.
Number one, it was not cheap. And you show up and they don't have an agenda. You don't really know what's going to happen. And here's some of the guests that came on. So they had, for example, the creator of Uggs from Australia. He came out and he kind of gave his story and had some really amazing stories of how he finally got Ugg boots from his farm, to every country in the world. Lee Steinberg came up. He's the sports agent that The Real Jerry Maguire is about. Mm-hmm. And he told his story about, all that sort of stuff and how right now he has 64 first-round draft picks. He represents Mahomes, like all these guys. And his kind of mindset on how he treats his clients and the reason, why he's here on this planet. And, pretty cool. The most powerful speaker, hands down, no question whatsoever, was a guy named Jeff Hoffman.
Okay.
He's the president and creator of Priceline.com. He also was, back when he was traveling a lot, because he's all in the travel industry, right? That's all he does.
Oh, okay. That's what Priceline is.
Yeah,
When you go,
Priceline, where you can go on and buy cheap airplane
Yes,
tickets.
okay.
And it just like he was walking through the airport, it was crowded, and he's like, God, they need to create kiosks. So he got the patent and put kiosks in every airport, almost in the world. And how he did it, but most importantly, the ways that the way that his brain works, and he talked about three things, talent hunting. He talked about, finding your proper investors to invest in your business. And he talked about just kind of strategies for success. And I got to tell you, I was enamored. And from 8 to 6, you know me, I can't sit in my chair.
No.
All day, every day for 3 days straight, I did not get up.
That is shocking.
I did not get up because every 20 minutes, then they would have Larry Namer out. He was the guy that created the E! Channel. And then, boom, they'd throw Tom Arnold out, and Tom Arnold would come on, and he would talk.
So how long were they on for?
Some were anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes to an hour. And then they had Coolio come on, which, by the way, just so you guys know, Coolio has agreed to come on our show. So we're going to have Coolio. All these people have agreed to come on the show.
Are you joking?
No, we got
Coolio, Gangster's Paradise.
Yes,
Gangster's Paradise. Yeah,
Paradise.
he agreed to come on the show when I was there.
Wow.
So we've got him. But and so then, and I'm just scratching the surface. We had a very famous multimillionaire girl from Egypt that told her story about money and how she became a multimillionaire. And her book is called Cleopatra's Riches. She agreed to come on. I mean, all of them. So the point being, though, like it was mind-blowing, guest after guest after guest of the most powerful people I've ever seen. And I have a whole presentation of things that I've learned, but I'm going to save it.
Yeah, save that.
But I did learn each and every one of those people that I named, including Coolio. The reason Coolio is coming on is because he has a book to review. That's why he's coming on. His book is like exquisite cooking on a gangster's budget.
Yeah. Hey.
And
which we all can relate to.
His passion is cooking. So hey, he's coming on to talk about his cookbook, but he also tells his story. And that's the cool part behind all of these guys, whether it was Uggs or whatever, is, you know, we think life has been, it says success is easy. I can tell you right now it hasn't been easy for any of them. Like Julio was talking, you know, in his interview, and he was basically saying that he didn't hit it at all until he was 29. He said, but he was singing as if, he even wrote in his songs, you know, 23, you know, that he was 23 in Gangster's Paradise and all that stuff. He was lying about his age because he was just saying it's so difficult. It took him a decade to finally get going. They had Carl Connie, the fashion designer.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's like, oh my God, I wore that in high school.
Yeah.
He was there just person after person. They had the top Sports Illustrated sports model of all time. She was one of the hosts. They had a girl that's won 3 Emmys. She was another one of the hosts. Just really potent stuff. I know, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just sitting here bragging about how great it was. But we're going to get all of these people on.
Yeah, you know what he does? He comes in on Friday. He's like, what's wrong? Why are you so tired? How was your weekend? What'd you do? And Jen Almer and I looked at him like, you're kidding. We've been at work all week. That's why we're tired.
Well, the best part is I said, how was your weekend? And it was Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. I were like,
yeah. So I might have blown it. But
that was funny.
But anyway, so I have a stack of books, all autographed. Everybody wants to come on the show and talk, or you know, whether we're going to do this one or Fire to Fridays. But I wanted to talk about Success Made Easy. And the reason that success is easy, the reason that I wanted to talk about this book, guys, and you have to stick around for it because it's excellent. The first 5 or 10 pages of this, Jenny, was more than I've got out of most of the books that we've read. It is so thick, but so good that I just had to share it.
Can you read what it says under Success is Easy?
Success is Easy, Shameless, No-Nonsense Strategies to Win in Business by Debbie Allen. And she is, you know, an entrepreneur. She's bought and sold multiple businesses.
Okay.
And she's an author. She is a consultant. And her biggest book, even bigger than this one, was The Highly Paid Expert. She talks about how to become a consultant.
Okay.
However, it's not just about that.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so it talks about success and your mindset. It starts out, of course, we always talk, everything starts with mindset, right? But it says it's not about necessarily mindset, which I think is great. It says, if you work hard enough, you'll succeed. There it is. There we go. I'm going to throw this book in the trash can.
Yeah. Very simple.
The big question is your passion, your determination, and your commitment to succeed stronger than the odds that are against you? That's the only question. Am I more motivated to go out there and kick ass and take names and make things happen than the odds that are against me? Now, where you grew up, you know, maybe you grew up in Hemet, you know, maybe you grew up in Lake Elsinore, you know, like I did, or whatever. But I mean, it doesn't. You just have to overcome all those things. Maybe you don't have a Harvard. And one thing I will tell you from being there, Harvard, Yale, MBAs, the whole place. When I was at Secret Knock, the whole place.
Wait. So they all have degrees?
There was some pretty potent people there. And then on the other hand,
how many people were up there who didn't have degrees?
Probably a good chunk as well. But I'm talking about, and it's funny, the people that were up there did not necessarily have the degrees. The people in the audience did.
Exactly. Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, exactly.
But it just talks about overcoming those odds. And it's not really about, you know, where you come from. It's just about making sure that it's not about your why, it's about doing it, is what they say. It's not about why. Like, don't sit here and I thought that was interesting. It's not like, I got to find my why. I want my kids to have good guitars. And it's not about that. It's about doing it. And if you really meet doers, which you know a couple in your life, they're not sitting there worrying about their whys and making sure that they can take more trips with their families. They just go. You know, and one of the things that Jeff Hoffman, the creator of Priceline, said is he goes, the best gift I ever had was my ignorance. He said, my ignorance of just go get it. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Don't
Yeah.
worry about that. I didn't have I wasn't thinking about all the no's and the people saying you can't do it, you can't reach this. He said, literally, I just went. You know,
I agree with that.
What's that?
I agree with that.
It was pretty cool, you know. But it's not necessarily even about the why, it's about the doers. And this book basically says, and it's true, that during the process of accomplishing those big things, that's where you find your happiness. That's where you find your opportunities, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Because once you get there, have you ever, it's like sometimes it's anticlimactic, a wedding. The process of getting to the wedding is the wedding, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the journey of it.
And then
that day you're too busy. You're too exhausted. You can't
Kayla
even.
Ritchie's wedding.
Yeah.
Phenomenal wedding. Great. I watched the whole thing on Instagram and Facebook of her creating it and doing all that sort of stuff. And then I watched it be over in 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, you put in all this work, but that's the journey. The journey is the ride.
Right.
So she talks about winning, and here's what she says. And here's why I like this book, because she hits so many things right out of the gate. Number one, you win when you are no longer lost, when you're no longer unclear and you're no longer unfocused. Okay. So for a lot of the newer agents on the call, and for a lot of the people out there in the world, they're not focused and they're still lost and they don't know what to do and they're wondering what activities they should make and what business plan they should follow. You win when you're no longer lost, when you're no longer unclear and you're no longer unfocused. Here's a good one. Here's something I wanted to just throw in right at the gate. You succeed by defining what success means to you. Because she went out and she interviewed 200 people. And in the 200 people that she interviewed, every single one gave a different definition of the word success. Every single one of them.
I believe it.
So I want to ask people right now, before we go any further, I want to ask, what is success to you? Now I know, even you guys with your cameras off, I'm okay with that. And I'll start with you, Jenny.
Oh.
Okay? What is success to Jenny?
Two different things.
Okay.
Happiness. Oh, this is what comes to mind. Happiness, calmness, and calm comes from when I know everything's handled. And then when I don't succeed at is being healthy.
Okay. So success to you is calmness, happiness, and good health. And you feel like you failed in the health department or you're failing. So that's a little piece of success that you want to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Now
Let's hear people we never hear from.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. How about Gabby Tapote? Okay. And I know she's driving.
Oh, I don't want to get in an accident.
Oh, she might even be on the phone. So I know, Gabby, don't get in an accident. So you guys unmute. So I just want to know, what is success to you? And we can also, what is success to Gabby?
The feeling of fulfillment, depending on what fulfills you, really.
What determines your fulfillment? Like, what makes you happy? What is your happy place?
Helping anybody, the community, primarily my community.
So giving back.
I mentor little girls as well, so seeing the smiles on their faces when they see something that I do or that they do something that they strive for, that fulfills me.
I love it.
Sorry, I'm not even looking at the
You don't need to.
camera.
You don't need to.
You can hear me.
You don't need to. I want to keep firing. I want to keep going. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you, Gabby.
Denise, I got to ask you, what is success to you? Uh-oh, we're muted. I'm going to ask a few people to unmute if you can. Looks like we're still muted. No problem. Okay. Brian Keene.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Go
there
ahead,
she is.
Denise.
Morning. Success to me is having my family healthy and happy, that I fulfilled my purpose.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so her family has a happy, successful family. Okay. Adam Floor over there. This ought to be good. What is success to Adam Floor? Honestly, Adam.
Yeah, no lies.
Oh, my bad. Thank you, Michael. I usually like to say something funny here, but I'm just going to be generic. I kind of agree with Waters over there. It's not about money for me. It's about having enough money to sustain myself, but doing something that makes me happy because I get bored very easily. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so doing something that makes you happy, it's not about money. And what is it that makes you happy?
Well, I'm figuring that out. So I'm not successful yet.
Okay. Well, I mean, but that's the point, and
Yeah.
that's the point of this book. By the way.
Success to me is making you happy, Chuck.
Well,
Rah, rah, rah.
That's probably the best answer so far.
Yeah.
So, but how about you, Michael? Can you define what success is?
I'm not sure. I've been thinking about it this whole time. I don't have a clear definition.
He's overthinking it. Gut action, go. What is it? Go. Don't you? Come
I
on.
don't have a gut action.
You are full of poop.
Well, and so that's where this book starts out, though, Jenny. I'm gonna ask a
love
couple more
it.
people, but
Yeah.
it starts out. So let's just take a look at it. For you, it's happiness. You want to be healthy. For Adam, it's making me happy, which is great. Just kidding. For Michael, he doesn't know. Gabby is to give back, and she was basically saying, she was a little broken up, but she was basically saying when the kids come back to her and say you made an impact or something like that, that's hers. Denise's is her family being healthy. So really what it says you have to start out with is you have to determine and define what success is to you. Because Michael, if you can't tell me what success is, do you really know what you're working towards? I'm just throwing that out there. And that's what the book says, not me. But and that goes for all of us. Is if you don't know what success is, you don't know what you're working towards. And did you notice not one person said money?
But I will say, now money helps. I'm not saying money isn't important to me. But no, if someone's a millionaire, like I've said a million times, if you are a B or a D celebrity because you're out there dancing and you love to dance, or you out there, you're anything, that impresses me more than someone being a millionaire or a billionaire.
I was
it's passion.
just saying, Coolio, for example, he got excited when I asked him if he wanted to come talk about his cookbook.
Yeah, because
this
that's
is a
his
dude that
passion.
was rocking Japan all over the world.
Yeah.
And I brought up his cookbook, and he's like, and I said, I asked him when we were standing there when he was doing the book signing, I said, so why a cookbook? And he said, well, he goes, that's what my mom used to do with me when I was little. And he said, my mom and I used to cook. He goes, and we didn't have a lot of money, so this is how to cook good food. I'm not having a lot of money, And then, he said that that's his happy place. I talked to Larry Namer, who is the guy that created the entertainment channel. And you know where his happy place is? The kitchen. Yep. And he said, I will outcook any Chinese cook in this entire place anywhere. He loves to cook. That's their thing. That's their passion. Wow. Created the E! Channel. He brought the Kardashians to TV.
I was going to say, he does everything I'm passionate about.
Yeah. So Brian
Yeah.
Keene, what's your definition of success? Just had a little bit more time to think about it now.
Yeah.
It's legacy. It's what, being a good husband, father, friend, leaving a legacy behind, and if and what people think of you and the things that you do, your works and actions, just your legacy.
I love
Good.
That's success.
I love that. Is anyone else willing to share on the call? Because there's a lot of cameras off.
Lonnie was one of our first people on the call this morning, and I know she does a lot of traveling and stuff, so I'd be interested to hear what success is to her.
Let's see if Lonnie is on and if she unmutes or not. And anybody else is well, there she is.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay,
How are you?
Good. So Lonnie was born and grew up in Denmark and then came over to the United States, right? And she's been around the block. So what is success to you, Lonnie?
That's a good question. I thought a lot about it lately because I think it changes a little bit as we change, So I think more so than it has been in the past. I think it's just kind of fulfillment. I think it's really trying to live my purpose and do what I'm supposed to do. I believe that is what's
Lonnie,
hopefully going to make me happy at the end of the day.
What's your purpose? It's a big question.
To serve. I know I have I truly believe that I have a purpose to serve and help others, to get them to a better place. Like motivating people and making them believe that they can do what they got to do. I think that's my purpose on some level.
I like it. I like it. That's a good answer. See, Adam, that's the proper answer.
No. Great job, everyone, for sharing. I know it's awkward to be put on the spot
Back
like that.
to the money thing, though, I read somewhere that money does buy happiness.
Hell yeah.
But to a certain point. Of course, everything's changed with inflation, but at the time I read this, about $70,000 per year will buy you happiness. You know what I'm saying?
I think The one thing I will tell you is, like, and I'm sorry to keep coming back to this, but when I was at the Secret Knock, and I was like the guy from Preston, he's a billionaire, and all of these guys, Lee Steinberg, the sports agent, I'm not saying he's a billionaire, but he's loaded, all these guys. Every one of them, the entire reason that they came to this event was to pitch their nonprofit organizations. Every one of them. Whether it was veterans, whether there was, they create the backpacks to give to the homeless people that have toilet paper and this and that and all the different things in there. Every one of them, it's like they reached, like the Bill Gates Foundation. It's like they reached this point to kind of realize what Lonnie said and what Brian said and what Gabby said. Is it's like everybody's trying to get to the point where they can give back.
Yes, yes, exactly.
And I don't remember who we had on Fired Up Friday, what speaker we had, but it was a very potent speaker, and they said, yes, it is important, and that's everything, is the ability to give back, but you got to build your own life first. You've got to get yourself into a financial situation and to a stability situation where you can be strong enough to start to serve back.
Yeah.
So you're probably right.
Put your oxygen mask on first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Like
that's
the airplane
it.
analogy.
Yeah, and then you can start. So a lot of people on this call, like, the money part is important because they're still trying to get their feet on the ground. And then, once they've start to, and I think that comes with age too, because they say that,
it's ever changing.
Your 20s you're broke, your 30s you got little kids, you're just starting to get your life going. Your 40, once you start hitting your 40s, you finally start to put a couple bucks together here and there.
That's so true.
Your 50s are your prime earning years. Your 60s now are your prime earning years.
Yeah.
And, and then, most people start really giving back with whatever community service or whatever they can do at that point. So, but anyways, anybody else have any other definitions of success they want to share? And your real one, is what we're looking for. Anybody? If not, we'll keep...
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
I'd like to share.
I was going to call on you, Corey. That's funny.
Congratulations, Corey.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Life's been a little crazy, but I'm ready to get back on the horse,
Let's
she
do
just
it.
got married. I don't know if
But-
everyone saw that. She just got married.
So go for it, Corey.
I did. So after hearing everybody's answers, it kind of made me change mine a little bit. I really like what Brian said. Leaving that legacy behind, when you're dead and gone and people think of you, I will think of me. Like, I just want them to think, happy, positive, and hopefully that I can make a change. But my original answer had to do with my daughter just being proud of me and, becoming a good real estate agent and being successful in my career and hopefully one day buying a boat and just living a happy, beautiful life. That's success
someday
to me.
I'm going to buy a boat and live a happy...
Soon.
Yes, you will. I have no doubt.
Yes.
I have no doubt. So, all right, well, thank you
I'm
for...
manifesting it.
Yes.
Of course you are, and it's real. And that manifestation is real. That is for sure. Hey, so we got a mortgage guy on here. We got Brett Murray on here. So Brett,
Brett.
Unmute real quick, and I know you probably just jumped on the call. So he's like, what? But my question is, how would you define success? What is success to you, Brett?
Well, success to me at my age was being able to successfully raise my 3 children to have careers of their own without ending up in jail or rehab or anything.
Amen.
It's also being able to navigate those waters this far and attain a lot of knowledge. And for me, success is being able now to go beyond just the paycheck and to be able to actually help people. I feel good when I close a deal and when I put a first-time buyer family into a new house. So that's success to me right now.
I love it. I love it. Some good answers, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Brett. All right, so let's keep talking about that,
Okay.
though, the success thing. So remember, number one, I said, you're no longer lost, unclear, defining what success means to you. The next one is a big one, is you win by no longer wallowing in self-doubt.
Oh.
Because I think a lot of us doubt ourselves. No, I'm not going to say a lot. I'm going to say everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to say even the billionaires. Everybody gets, kicked in the, it's just, everybody gets smacked around in life, so, and you're so afraid of that. You succeed with a positive mindset. We already know that. You win by not blaming others for your failures.
Totally.
I think people do that all the time.
Yeah.
And I think we're all guilty of that. Well, if my mom would have given me, or my dad,
so easy.
if I would have had that
fall into
opportunity
that.
or whatever that might be. But and of course, we know that making mistakes and turning mistakes into valuable lessons, right? You succeed because you continually, this is a big one, you continually learn new skills and develop the right traits for growth and expansion. And I really think that is important. And that's one of the things that I want to commit to bringing back to everybody, because with COVID and all that, we used to have amazing speakers and people that will help you grow and get better and expand your mind and expand your life. And I'm going to bring them all back, which is why I went to this event. These guys have all agreed to come back to our stuff. But we have to continually learn, and we cannot just sit in front of the TV, come into work and do the same thing every day. We've got to get better and better and better at our craft. So that's kind of what she's saying. Next is you win because you didn't let obstacles and roadblocks stop you. You know that. And this comes back to what you just said, Gabby, and most everybody on this call. You effectively promote yourself in the service of others.
Yeah.
So it's not just promoting yourself, it's promoting yourself in the service of others. That this is what you get when you work with me.
That's what Elise said actually in the comments.
Is it really?
Success is waking up and giving my very best to help, give, and to serve, and to be kind to everyone.
That's the key. This is another trait, of success is you make the right decisions quickly and effortlessly. And I believe, and this is what I want to tell you, Corey, and everybody out there, that comes with life experience.
I was going to say, how do you know it's the right decision?
The longer you've been around, and that's one of the things.
I'm 52.
But I can ask you a question, and you're going to answer some of them like this.
Oh, okay.
When you're young, if you may answer it like that, it might not even be the right one. But now you're going to be like, been there, done that one.
Okay, so like in real estate, you're just getting started. Somebody asks you about like a loan, and you're not a lender, but you've spoken with your lender so many times.
And now you know.
Yeah, okay. Or about listing, okay.
And
I
now
accept that.
Or,
okay.
Somebody can ask you a question about buying a property.
Yeah.
Well, I know the answer that fast because I've done it.
Yeah.
Or
So
someone
give
can ask you
yourself
about an
grace,
investment. What's a cap rate? I can answer that fast because I know what it is.
That's good.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
yes.
that comes with
I feel
time
better.
and life.
Okay.
This is a big one too, and especially we learned this one through COVID. You remain open to change and reinvent your business as needed. So, social media and online stuff and landing pages were never as important as they became during COVID.
Right.
And people that were not online and, had certain ways of going about business that didn't change struggled. Another one is, you win because you're a person of influence. So if you can put yourself out front, which is what I talked about, if you can go be the team mom, if you can go be the assistant coach, if you can, be the person that runs the dog park. I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you can maneuver yourself through volunteering to put yourself into a situation where you become the person of influence.
Yeah, by doing what you love to do. This is what I say in every interview, because one of your things is personal development endeavors. That's in your thing. And it means many things. But really, if you are out doing what you love, being at the dog park, doing whatever, watching your kids play soccer, you'll be open and full of light, and people will just flock to you, and then you get to talk about your other purpose, selling real estate.
And it's why we always said, and a lot of people will say, well, the money motivation isn't about like business, and it's not giving me the action steps and stuff. I can tell you this for sure. Be out front.
Yeah.
Take a position of leadership anywhere and everywhere you can.
I like that. Take a position of leadership.
It's the truth, because then you will establish yourself as someone who has influence and is significant. If you're just a face in the crowd sitting back on the bench up in the top left corner watching your kid play baseball and had no desire to help or even be on first base, and be or whatever it may be, or team mom or whatever,
Yeah.
And then here's kind of the big one too. So we said person of influence, and again, the next one is you win because you do business with integrity and you treat others right.
Yeah.
Because we know the people out there that we deal with that have no integrity. And you know the agents that when they call you cringe. And but I'm not here to talk about other real estate companies, but you know who those people are that don't have the integrity and that don't treat people right. Go ahead. Say it.
I'm going to say this with as much grace as I possibly can. When people decide to go on a different endeavor to another company, which we all have our different paths, and I'm sure you're going, oh God, what's she going to say?
No, go for it.
It's very interesting. They still take many of them, I'll say 50%, still take our core values, our training. They still use our steps every single day that are different from other companies.
They're still watching our shows.
Still using our picture. Just things like that. And I think it shows that we truly do, we always really try to give them as much value and love, and that they can do anything that they want to do to succeed. And they take that with them, I hope.
It's true.
Sister.
Well, it's not just about business, it's about living a good life.
Yeah, because it all goes together. If my family sucks, I'm not going to do well.
And I can tell you one cool thing, and I'm going to get a little bit weird, but we have a lot of people on this call right now, and we have a lot of people watching on Facebook. I'll bet you every single person on this call is rooting for the other people on this call.
Exactly. That's what makes us
You know,
different.
I mean, there's probably not one person here that wasn't happy to hear that Corey got married.
right.
Not one person
Right.
here
Let me-
that.
I'm going to go through and look real quick to make sure we don't have any negative.
Well,
no,
except for
no.
a couple people that may be coming off of bad marriage. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. But you know what I mean. So a couple other quick things. Bingo, Jessica said.
Yeah.
Ambition is another big section. Ambition
Okay.
is a desire for change. And so when somebody goes, oh, that guy's ambitious, or that girl's ambitious, the reason she's ambitious is because she wants to change her current situation. Ambition is somebody that says, I don't like where I'm at and I want to go here. So that's really all ambition is, to me. And ambition is a positive state of meaning, you know, and of being. And it's funny, I was talking to a friend of mine and she went through a nasty divorce. And I was asking her, what do you want in the next man that you're with? Like, what are you looking for? And she said, well, of course, you know, there's all the, you know, trustworthy and all that stuff. She said, but I only really care about one thing.
Okay.
And I said, what's that? And she said, ambition. And I said, really? And she goes, yes. And of course, you know, integrity and all that stuff too. But, and she said, because where there's ambition, there's somebody that wants to make themselves better. And I want to be with somebody that wants to be better. And I thought that was interesting.
This is very interesting because does anyone else ever think that when you hear the word ambitious, it has a negative connotation to it?
Really?
And does anyone else, or am I just?
That's because we've all been reminded about ambition when we're at our least ambitious. Like I'm laying on the couch watching TikToks and Nathan comes in and I hear the word ambition.
But how you worded it, that was really great. I think that's.
It's just
I
a
feel
desire
much better about that.
that you're not happy. Well, and you know, I mean, you know people, and you can take a look at a lot of the top people in the company, for example. Are they ambitious?
Yes.
I mean,
In a good-
they're ambitious.
Yeah.
And they're all great people.
Yeah.
We like to be around them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting that there's a bad connotation to that. But
I would totally.
I understand.
But yeah.
All right. So
Okay. Moving
that,
on.
by the way, was page 1.
Okay.
of
See, it
this
doesn't always have
book.
to be a bestseller.
Look at that. Page 1.
Everyone has something important to say. Look,
So-
Debbie Allen did.
Now we're moving on to the next section, which
Okay.
is the 7 strengths and habits of successful people.
Okay.
Okay. So
And these are different than we've heard before, probably.
yes. Well, you know, they are, but they're not.
Okay.
So number 1, so it's a little bit of a summary too, but
Okay.
success. Some people have a success-driven mindset and a passion to achieve what they define as their success.
Okay.
Right. And I guarantee you, there are a ton of people like if we were to look at Mother Teresa, for example, did money mean anything to her? Did her clothes and what she wore mean anything to her? Like nothing mattered except her vision of what she believed success is. So success is a driven mindset and passion to achieve whatever your definition of success is. And of course, to achieve success, you have to take action outside of our comfort zones, right? And this is one of the things that I learned at Secret Knock. You will never reach any level of success sitting on the couch. All of the big successes, and I want you guys to think about this in your life, whether it was finding your significant other, or whether it was, you know, making your first 6-figure income, whatever it may be, where did that happen? Because it didn't happen on the couch.
Adam found his love sitting on the couch.
Well, except for Adam's TikToks.
No, I deleted TikTok actually.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then that compares to others who throw their hands up in the air and give up too soon, which there are plenty of people that do. How many people have we seen give up in real estate?
Ugh, so many, and they're right there.
They're right there. But you know, the sad part is some people give up, but they never even put down the seeds and planted them. So like sometimes people come to me, like when people come over from another company and they're like, oh, what do I do? And they've already been in the business for 6 months and don't have 1 or 2 sales where they were at, don't have anything. And they never even were taught to plant the seeds. They never even were taught to create their database, to send out the text, to make those calls, to make sure my social media is dialed in. Like, so they're starting from scratch again. You know, so just stick with it. And so success is people that act outside their comfort zone versus people that just give up. That's number 1. Number 2. Oh, I think we got another definition of feeling successful.
Oh.
Or it might be a video. Sonia just put a picture up of, she's in, I believe she's in Colorado right now. And she just put a picture up. She's driving down a road with these beautiful trees on both sides as she's heading to her cabin where she's staying right now. And this is said success is, and she sent me that picture. Nice job.
Freedom. Yeah.
I love it, Sonia. Okay, so number 2, they are self-aware and have self-confidence. Trust in their skills and knowledge. So the one thing I will tell you is, and I don't remember if it was in the book we read last week or if it was somebody that I heard at the event, but when you're depressed or when you're not in a good mental place, what will keep you moving forward is being able to fall back on a solid set of knowledge and skills.
Okay.
So, you know, like if you're not even feeling great, you can go to a listing appointment and nail it if you've got your listing appointments dialed in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it all really comes down to trusting your skills and knowledge. And also, along with self-confidence and being self-aware, is people that are comfortable speaking their minds. And you can tell that that's the difference between someone who's confident and someone who's not, is they're going to speak their minds. And they're good people. Now, I've spoken my mind and got myself in trouble. You got to be careful what your mind thinks.
This
Same.
is true.
Same,
Yeah.
Adam.
Truth.
Life story.
However, unsuccessful people do not speak up.
Okay.
According to her, that's number 2.
I dig it.
Number 3, they're mission-focused and achievement-oriented. And they set small, conquerable goals.
Oh.
So when I was at this event, I was completely overwhelmed, but I wrote down 4 things that I wanted to get done while I was back. Even though there's 5,000 ideas, I tried to write 4, and they're very attainable, doable things. And so mission-focused and achievement-oriented, so the ones that struggle, that don't make it, are unsuccessful, unclear, and misguided goals. They don't know what they are. And I do feel sorry for a lot of people. And, you know, so I think maybe we should, when we go to do the business planning this year, Jenny, what do you think if we actually asked everybody, came up with some exercises for each person to really define success?
That's what you used to do.
Well, we've
Back
been
in the
COVID,
day-
we've been shut down, you know?
That was one thing that I think Jen and I fell in love with this company about.
Okay.
Because it was also, like, we figured out what our type was, like where we red, yellow, blue, green, whatever.
We did the personality test.
Yes, because then we know how to deal with our clients. We know how to deal with, I think it's fabulous.
Okay, we'll do that. You know,
To
and
find out what success means to me.
And, you know, saying that, I think that we will define success. I think we need to go back and reset our monthly, annual, 5-year, 10-year goals.
Yes.
I think we need to define our value proposition. Why would you use you in your business? Why are you different? Well, because I answer my phone and I'm a good person and you love me. That's not a value proposition. We need to know, like, no, why should I use you?
Yeah.
Well, I have kids that live in the school district. I used to be this, I used to be this. I've lived here all my life. I know the good areas, the bad areas. You know, or for me, you know, I'm not going to give you a hug in the kitchen, but I will tell you what the best investment is and why. You know, so everybody, we need to find each person's value proposition again.
Yes, we need
So-
to make it more personal for each of them. I love it, love
Okay,
it, love
so
it.
defining success,
Okay, I gotta write this down.
setting our goals, creating our value proposition, and I think those 3 would be a big help. Because a lot of people are just unclear as to what they want. And Michael's saying he couldn't define success and he had to think about it.
I know our precious little Michael.
But like, dude, when you do define it, you're gonna kill it.
I have goals, but I don't have a definition of success.
Let's hear some of the goals.
Yeah.
First goal is buying a condo for me. That's goal number 1.
When are you gonna do that by?
At this point, it's looking like February.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I believe him.
That's
Yeah.
that's the plan. That's just step 1.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's small.
That's immediate goal.
What's step 2?
I do like more short-term goals. I don't have like super
Yeah. I
like that, though.
long-term goals.
That's
but
great.
That's
That's great.
one clear purpose right now.
Yeah.
So
I like that. Okay, good. Number 4.
Okay.
They value time wisely. Successful people are extremely productive. They value time and do not let others waste it. And that is something that is extremely important. You know, and that's why, like, I've always joked about, you know, the app I have on my phone that I turn on when people come around when I don't want to talk to them, because they'll distract you. And I know Duffy and a couple other people were really excited when in Eat That Frog we said no. The answer, well, hey, could you? No, that's not. Sorry, I can't. I can't do it. Like, and Warren Buffett says that's the key to his success, is knowing when to say no. And if the questions or the things I'm asked to do not align with my priorities, the answer is no.
Yeah.
You know, and he's not trying to be a jerk. He's
Right.
just trying to be productive. And they create systems and structures that make them more effective. You know, and for those of you guys that have an assistant, or those of you, you know, and I thought about this as a real estate agent. So how many hours do I have in a day? And that you work? You could say I have 8 hours. Well, for example, if I am a real estate agent, I have 8 hours and I have an assistant now, I have 16 hours every day to make the most effective day. I've got my escrow team now that are probably putting another 3 hours every day into my deals. I've got my lender who's putting in an extra couple hours a day. So I don't just have 8 hours, I've got the strength of my team. And that's how many hours I really have to put in. So for example, Adam, we have him 8 hours. So if I'm here and Adam is here to take agent photos and do all that sort of stuff, that's another 8 hours.
Or like another hour.
Well,
30 minutes.
well, yeah, you give me 1 hour, that's correct. And then let's say Michael gives you 4, and then I've got Jen who gives me 8. And then for you guys, you've got, so for Tom Wysocki, he's got Kiana up front. That's another 8. So you really have more than just 8 hours. It's the power of your team and the people that assist you,
Can I make a comment on that?
Please.
Because so many of our new agents, or seasoned agents even, we have to treat this as a business. I mean, if we had to go into In-N-Out and work for 6 hours, work part-time, we would be working those 6 hours. And yes, we may have kids at home. Yes, we have to take time to travel and go to soccer, blah, blah, blah. We have got to be sitting, and I'm telling myself this
I love
as
this,
well.
though. I love this.
We have got to sit and stay focused, say no to those other things, or make sure it works within our passion. Because if we really want to make this career work, we totally have to treat this as our career, as our work, and sit and be totally focused, as hard as that is. With
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I've always thought about that because what real estate agents are notorious for doing, we used to have the productivity classes, which we're starting again.
Yahoo!
We're all going to be doing them right in here, texting people, calling people, doing all that. Is we would write down, okay, what are we going to do this week? And they would say, well, okay, I'm going to text 10 people by Friday.
Okay, that's 5 minutes.
That'd be a typical line. But then I started realizing that in the time that they're writing down that they could text people using the Hit 'em Up app, they literally right then and there could text 10 people.
Yeah, totally.
So that's why we sit there right in the room and do that now. Because we plan to plan to plan and never get things done sometimes. Margaret's the queen of that. Can I take this off my list? Are you doing it right now? You've seen her list.
And she will be on you. So we need to take that little bit of Margaret and be like, we make a list. We cannot stop until that list is done.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, just get it done.
I'll be over sitting in the office with her. I've told you this before. And she'll start writing down a list of a couple things I'm going to do. By the time I get back to my desk, she's already called me to ask me if I've done it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't got back to my desk yet. But that's how she operates.
I know. And that's why she's who she
Well,
is.
to add to your fast food point, like the old adage of every fast food manager, is if you have time to lean, you have time to clean.
Amen, brother.
And a lot of these agents have not worked fast food, and it shows. No, I'm just
That's
joking.
true. Oh, no, it's totally. If you have time to lean, time to clean.
Yeah.
And I heard that.
Well, and the
many
other thing
years.
about it is, so I was just saying, so they are extremely productive. They value time, don't let others waste it. But it's also creating systems and structures.
Yes.
One of the best books I ever read in my life was The McDonaldization of Society. I read it in college. And it talked about how to keep that fast food worker as productive as possible. You take the medium cup, you put it underneath, you hit the medium button, it drops in a certain amount of ice, it tops in a certain amount of drink. You took the fryer, you hit the button, it tells you when it's done, it beeps, So like, it's no different in real estate and sales as it is in fast food, where you flip the burger, it tells you beep beep beep. Now it's time to flip it. And I don't know if you ever. I worked at Jack in the Box, so like I remember all that stuff. You know, and basically it's taking the thinking out of it, but making you as productive as you possibly could be through the systems and structures that it's created.
Right. So and that yes.
Which is what we need to be doing as real estate agents and as salespeople.
Yes.
What things are making sure that you happen, and that's why I like things like automated posting, hit 'em up apps, timers that tell you that you need to do this. Or in your phone, your calendar that tells you it's time for me to make my 3 Benawile calls or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of us find that we waste time doing unproductive things that don't allow for growth. And most importantly, we do things. Here's the problem. Here's what we do. And especially during working hours. I'm not talking to you, Adam, but I'm saying in general. Okay.
I'm not talking to you, but I'm looking at you.
Of course not.
Waste time doing unproductive things and not allowed for growth, and create. And here's what we need to be looking for: income generating opportunities.
Okay.
Everything we need to do to use our time wisely, because a lot of us get caught up in a file or this or that or junk or things that we don't care about, but we should be looking all day long when we're doing our activities at what things can I do that are going to create me leads and are going to create income generating opportunities. That's really all we're looking for. So, in my mantra every morning, I'm always putting like, look for passive income opportunities every single morning. And then boom, you get a call from Vicki Harper, and I got a Sun City rental. It's going to foreclosure in 11 days. It has to close right now. Just things present themselves when you're doing that. But you have to have your mind open to income generating opportunities.
That just made me think of something. So we used to all be in the office, and we used to all be talking all the time. And that would be like, you would have your, what did we call it? Your hot buyers, I can't remember the word. But anyway, so you'd have a list on your desk. So you'd remember to think about those people or the listings people. And I swear to God, when you're in the office talking about these things, more business comes up. And you close those deals. Like you were thinking about.
Well, it's what I was saying before. Nothing great ever happened in your life from you being at home.
Well, I got 3 kids.
Well, okay. In business, okay? In business.
Thanks.
All right, look how happy you are at that. Business. What happened at home to get those 3 kids? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So,
And it was with a different husband. My life is grand. I'm a lucky girl.
all right, okay. So, anyways, okay, so here's number 5, success. Here we go.
Okay.
They own it. The people that are the most successful are experts and authorities in their industries. And
Okay.
I'm not just going to pick on Brian Keene, but Brian spent his first 6 to 9 months listening and watching in the office.
Yes, he did.
Not even selling. It's almost like, I don't know if you've seen Maverick with Mel Gibson, where he said, I'm just going to lose for the first hour when they're all sitting there playing poker. He's got his cards on backwards and all that stuff. And all he was doing was sitting and watching the table and watching the reactions of each players and the tells and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, side note, this is great. My sister-in-law just joined us, Renee Ellick. I don't think she's on because she's got 2 little babies. She always watches it later. But my nephew is named Maverick from
That movie?
Mel Gibson.
We'll see. But they're experts and authorities in their industries. And the cool part about it is we as real estate agents are all independent contractors.
Yes.
People that own it, we all own our own businesses. Every real estate agent on here owns their own business. And you have to be cautious and you have to own it, be that expert and be that authority and be that boss. Because unsuccessful people, they do things like everyone else and they do just enough money to survive.
Yeah.
Just enough to get along, just enough to be okay.
And then you don't have the money to do those good works that you want to do because
Right.
you're working all the time, so you don't even have time to take off to go help the puppies or go help anything. That's
Now-
a good one.
And you can't say F you to people who you don't want to work with.
That's true. That is.
Whoa, why are you looking at me like
I
that?
know, ouch. But that is true.
If he hit the lotto, you think he would come in here and let me have it?
Adam, amen.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
actually, yeah. Actually, Chuck,
Amen, Adam.
I just-
Amen.
Oh, look who chimed in. Oh, welcome to the show.
I want to say for the record, though, I love Cole Woolbanker, Margaret, and Chuck so much. If I won $1 million, I'd still come in because I'd be so bored and need something to do. So, but, you know, I'd be a little pickier on my projects, I suppose.
You're already picky. We can't get you to do anything you don't want to
That
do.
is true.
All right, so number six. And I thought this was interesting because this is against kind of how we teach here in the company.
Okay.
They think differently than the average person. This is talking about the traits of the successful people.
Okay.
They look one step into the future, and this part is true. They look one step into the future and see opportunity everywhere, which I do believe that's the case. And they create creative and innovative ways to do business. Okay, so they're always improving and getting better.
Okay.
And it says that the unsuccessful people follow the crowd and copy others' ideas. I don't know if I agree with that.
Say it again.
Unsuccessful people follow the crowd and copy other people's ideas.
No, because we're taught to,
I'm all for that
yeah, we're taught, if
because
something's working, we all do it different.
I mean, Jenny will tell you, Tom will tell you, the top producers tell you, we get so many newer agents or people that come in here that have an idea that's going to revolutionize the real estate business. I've got it. I got it figured out. I talked to this guy. He called me for $300 a month. I'll be making millions.
Yep.
And here's what they're going to have me doing. Where the real success in this business does, of course, you do have to think a little differently, and you do have to be creative and innovative, but it's doing the things that successful people do, which is all the same. The database, personal notes, holiday gifts,
Yeah.
caring about people, having a plan, having a monthly calendar of times that I reach out. So I do believe that you can copy the ideas of the top people. Like what I've always believed in is take the ideas of top people and then make them better.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Make them your own. And it doesn't have to be better because maybe that is better for them.
Different for them.
Different,
yes.
yeah, because we're all so different. Something you say and do is going to be different than what I say and do.
Right. And now we're going to get on the last one, which I think is
Okay.
important. This is the most important one, guys. Number 7. The
Okay.
number 7 strength of success. You have to love what you do.
And if you're not loving this,
Truly, though.
yeah.
You have to love what you do. And we have people that have been in this company that just keep beating their head against the wall, and we wanted to tell them so bad, Jenny.
I know.
Like they just don't have the personality for it, and they keep beating the head, and you can tell they don't love it. And, the question is, and I know you guys, like you Ashleys and Bryans and stuff, successful people don't think of this as work.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
They look forward to coming in. They do. They look forward to coming in. They take pleasure in what they do for a living.
Yeah.
And this goes back to what the question we asked at the beginning. They find achievement in happiness. And this business, they love it so much, if you're in real estate sales, for example, that this fulfills the definition of their success, being a real estate agent and helping people and finding them the property and watching them move in and stopping by their housewarming parties and, you know, working with their mom and their brother and inviting them here and running into them in the grocery store and, you know, them never forgetting that you got them that great deal or, you know, whatever it may be. So you have to love what you do. And unsuccessful people see work as survival and earning a living, and they consider it a J-O-B, a job. And when it's always bothered me personally, maybe it's because I love this business, when I ask people, where are you going? And they say, oh, I'm going to work. Or, you know, I wish they would say I'm going to the office. Because when they say I'm going to work, work is not a fun word. Work means I got to go work, you know, as opposed to I'm headed to the office. Like for me, it's just a mentality. Like when people say I'm going to work, it means to me that they don't like their job.
And when you say go into the office, I'm not kidding you guys, go into the office. I swear, when you say go into the office, it brings me so much joy. I love visiting all of our offices. I miss it so much.
We need to get people back.
Yeah,
into the
I
office.
feel like I'm harping about that.
I say that reminds me. It's
Yeah.
I've said this story before, but my college coach, cross country and track coach, he would get so mad at these athletes that would come in. You're on a Division I team, and they'd say, you know, if he heard you say, "I have to go to practice today," he would lose his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he just said, no, you get to go to practice.
Yes.
You choose to go to practice. You
Oh
don't
yeah, Chuck
have
pulls
to.
that on me all the time.
Yeah, you get to do this.
You don't have to edit 5 hours of video editing.
I have
You
to take somebody's
get to.
picture. No, Adam, you get to take someone's picture.
Yeah.
And not only that, you should be proud of getting to take somebody's picture
I am.
because that becomes their brand, their mark, that it's their vision to the outside world that you're helping create.
I'm not gonna lie, nothing brings me more joy than seeing somebody's photo on their Facebook, especially after they were so hesitant and scared to take a picture. Like it actually warms my heart.
See?
So if you want to make me happy, people, post your picture to your Facebook.
Yeah,
So I love
and if
that.
it's been a while, come on in.
Yeah.
Text me. We'll
So-
get you set up.
So for sure. Oh yeah, everybody come get new pictures because
Yeah.
Adam just told you he loves it now.
I absolutely.
I have so much joy right now. I can barely contain myself.
But I do like that, and I don't like when people call it work. And I just wanted to,
Michael, that was great.
I wanted to steal one quick thing from The Secret Knock.
Okay.
So one of the guest speakers was Sharon Lechter. She wrote Wealth Made Easy. She was the co-author with Robert Kiyosaki on Rich Dad, Poor Dad. She has like over 100 books. She's one of the most powerful authors on the planet. Older lady, loaded with just wise comments, and she's an OG, you know, in terms of her information. And she was talking to the host, and she said, and the host was talking about how she yelled at him one time about how he treats his kids. Because, and here's just another idea, allowance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, allowance. Why do you give your kids an allowance? You give them the allowance to do the dishes that they hate, to go pick up the leaves in the yard that they hate, to go mow the lawn. So here's some money, go do what you hate. Here's some money, go do what you hate. They say that is the worst, she says that's the worst thing you could do to a child, because you are teaching them to go spend their lives earning money to do things that they hate. Now, I'm just telling you her point of view. Now these are all multi-millionaires. Okay,
Yeah.
This is how they train their kids. As opposed to, you know what? My kid is amazing at making TikTok videos. They're hilarious. They're great. I'm going to reward him financially every time he creates a TikTok video. Here's $1. You know what I mean? So she says, don't pay your kids to do things they hate. Pay your kids to do things they love, and that will create a mindset for them in the future that they will learn to do things that they love for money.
That's ooh.
You see?
Yeah.
So go ahead. Don't get your mind out of the gutter. What's wrong
I'm
with
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong. I'm sorry.
you? So, anyways, you get it, Adam?
Yeah, totally.
No, you don't.
No, he does.
I do.
He's like, why can't I be paid to watch TikTok?
Maybe Nathan will give you an allowance if you're a good boy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, so basically, that's kind of where I'm on like page 2.
This is so good.
Do you like it, Adam? Michael, you guys like this stuff?
I do like it.
And it's not even a bestseller. It doesn't matter if it's a bestseller.
No, it's not. But this is
It
what I
is to
learned.
us.
Remember, so I went to the book signing, and I told you Gary Busey was out there getting his
Yes.
book signed. Tom Arnold was getting his
Yeah.
book signed. Coolio, I got his book signed. All these different people. But I realized also, if anyone's ever thinking about writing a book, there is a strategy to writing a book. I met with a few book producers and people like that say that there is the reason hers is not a bestseller is because she didn't know what she's doing. The reason that my book only sold like 1,000 copies or whatever is because I didn't know what I'm doing. There are experts too, and that's one of the other things that they talked about is hire people that are more intelligent than you in the things that you want to exceed at.
Yeah.
And stop trying to figure shit out on your own.
Yeah.
Which is why I told you I'm finally willing to commit to some of the stuff we talked about, Adam, because we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
You know.
Ouch.
So what's true?
No.
You know, so
Preaching to the choir.
so anyways, I have tons of other stuff I could go over, but it's 9:55.
Oh, wait, this was great.
So-
There's no time limit on this.
It just gets better too.
We just need to enjoy our hour together and.
All right, then I'll give you one more thing. Then fine, you get 5 more minutes. Success is easy. Okay, here's the book, right? Success is easy. The number one problem is that work doesn't guarantee success. Okay. Many people say they want success, but they're not actually committed to it. Would you guys agree?
Oh yeah.
Number two, they say they want more money. They say they want more things, but they won't get off their ass and take action.
Amen.
It's not only that, some people just want to do the $10 an hour work because they're too scared to do the real work.
That's self-doubt, and that's a feeling that maybe they don't feel they're worthy.
Right.
You know, all those sorts of things. But they say they want more money, though. People do. Everybody says it, but they're not willing to get off their ass and take action. And instead, they complain how hard it is. They have a never-ending list. Oh, there's a car ethics class starting. Thanks, Brian. Never-ending list of excuses. You know, talk a good game, but don't want success badly enough to go after it. So I'm going to let everybody jump on that 10 o'clock call.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes. Go
so
do
the
your
ethics
ethics
call
thing.
for those people that are doing it. But hey, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. It's Success is Easy. I'm literally 5 pages in.
That's awesome.
So
Dig it.
we'll be back to talk about more.
Can I do my plug?
Please do your plug.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. Please show us that success is easy by sharing the show. Let's turn Chuck Whitehead into the next
Jenny.
Oprah and Jenny
They'll do it for
Waters.
Jenny. They'll do it for Jenny. They won't
Do it for
me.
Jenny. Screw Chuck. Make us the next Oprah book club, people. Like, share, comment. Let's get the algorithm going. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Michael.
Bye.
All right, y'all.
Cheers.
See you next week. Take care.